All right. So we are recording. It is Tuesday, January 17th. And I have to say, Tuesdays are a long day, like from the beginning and calls all day. And when it gets to my final call with you guys, I'm always like a little tired before I come on. And then when I get on and I see your faces and I talk to you, you just fill my heart. So I am so I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful that you guys are improving yourselves and you want to grow, and that helps me grow and it calls me higher. So it's like a win-win. It's like a circle where we're just winning and winning. So, um, let's talk about where we were. We did, and if we're ready to move on to a next phase in Life Map. I know we talked about developing a vision and we talked about build the life you want. Now, there may be people listening to this that aren't quite ready to commit to Life Map. Maybe they're just haven't even found the fat in their fridge yet. It's $29 a month. You can cancel anytime. If you hate it, you can even get your money back. If you are still working on that, I'm still glad you're here because there's going to be something to glean. There's still going to be something to glean, so it's not a requirement, but it is helpful. So we went through those things, and last week we talked about my little chart. And if you sent me your email, then I sent you a chart. I just got your email today, Monique, and I did send you an email. So again, after you've gone over figuring out what your goals are, figuring out a timeline, we talked about putting them on the chart. And if you hate the chart and you're not a visual person, you don't need to use it. You can do it on a blank sheet of paper. I did finish out. Oh, yeah, you have it. Nice job. Grace, I came up with a chart for your grandchildren if you want to do it. I'm just going to show it to you. There's only one category for money versus two, and I'm taking your grandchildren are probably not married because this is more for like pre-high school. So that is moved up in the marriage segment. They're a child, they're an heir to the legacy of their family. So I kind
Oh,
of
wow.
just
That's awesome.
so if you thought that you wanted to do it with your grandchildren, or I can email it to you or anybody if you feel like, oh yeah, I want to do it with my daughter, Denise, if ever want to do that, I just throwing it out there.
I'll get my
That
email to
sounds
you.
great.
So, Grace, since you filled out your chart, I would love to hear how it worked for you. And after we go over this segment, let's talk about where we want to go in Life Map. I'm thinking something about ruling your time or time management, because now that we've created all of these goals, we need to figure out how we are going to structure our time to achieve them. So we'll talk about the time at the end, but here we are. So Grace, how did it work for you? Was it helpful? How are you
I, I,
using the chart?
I think it was easy because I had written down, you know, how you asked us to write down 50 dreams. So I had started to do that. So that made doing this a little bit easier because it was fresh in my mind. Um, Plus, Brad and I had talked about some of it. So did you want me to tell you what I wrote? Is that what you're wanting?
No, I'm wanting you to share whatever you feel like sharing. Are you looking at it every day? Do you have it taped up? What's
I-
your priority? Yeah, just share whatever you feel like.
I actually have it tucked inside my Forks and Knives recipe magazine because I look at that magazine every day for recipes. And it's in my work bag and I bring it to work and I look at it on my breaks and I look at it at home when I'm trying to think about what to make for supper. So I just have it actually tucked just inside the front cover of my recipe book. I know that sounds weird, but I do look at it a lot. So the one thing I put that I was hesitant to write, but I wanted to make it a goal is to read 24 books this year, 2 books a month. So that's something that I was hesitant to write it down because I was thinking, oh, that's something I won't be able to do, but I absolutely won't do it if I don't challenge myself. So I did write it down under personal development. And then I found some free courses for work. So I wrote those courses down that I want to take. One of them is quite intense and it's working with picky eaters and clients who have swallowing issues. So it's something that I thought would be very interesting. And another one is supporting articulation in clients with Down syndrome, which is a little bit out of my wheelhouse as well. So I just found some courses that looked interesting and wrote them down. And then Brad and I had already talked about paying off debt, and we had decided on $88,200 over the next 2 years. So I wrote that in. And then I had a silly little one. I want to learn how to back up the boat. So I put that under hobbies and fun and recreation. I had a little bit of trouble knowing what to put in the middle. I put gratitude, but then I thought, well, I'll just ask you what kinds of things would go in the middle.
Perfect, perfect. And I'm glad you brought that up because I went over all of this with my family actually today. So I'm sharing what's working for me and working for us, and they wanted some clarification. So I'll go over that, but I want to ask Monique, Denise, did you start to write out like your 50 lifetime goals that we talked about from last week? I know Monique, you just got the graph in your email today, so that might be something to work on. And I don't know if you gave me your email yet.
I missed last week, so I apologize,
Oh,
but this was
okay.
very interesting. And I did just send you my email.
All
so
right.
I'm gonna scramble, but I'm starting to think, thank you, Grace, as you were listing some things, I'm like, okay, you know, I've got some ideas. Like we pay for something called Varsity Tutors for my daughter for school. And we just found out with this new system that we can take any lessons. So I just had my very first, I am so excited because I'm hoping, not hoping, this year is the year that I finally learn Spanish. I learn and I stop and I start and I stop and I start. Now I have no excuse. Now I have lessons and they're free in the sense that we're already paying for this package. So I am very excited about that goal. Yes.
Awesome.
So I didn't write down all my 50 dreams.
That's
I didn't do all
okay.
that. Thank you, Monique.
That's I believe that I posted something in the group with the recording. I will go check on that. And I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm like so white. Like
You
it's
look
like
great. I'm like blurry, and that might be a good thing at the end of the day. But anyway, and I would like to have $50,000 in 6 months in a certain account. And I am a realtor, so I am striving for at least 2 listings a month.
nice.
So that's a couple of my goals.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you to both of you.
Oh,
All
you
of
can
you.
you can do it. All right. So see if we can look at the recording. I'll make sure that I actually put it up, and writing down those 50 goals, lifetime goals, goals in any area will help you fill out the worksheet. So so Monique, anything to add? Any questions? You doing okay?
Hi. No, sorry, as you were talking, something just came to my mind that I forgot. And you mentioned about Tuesday being a busy day, and I had 5 meetings. There's no way I was going to make them today. So I just had to eliminate some of them since I'm full-time at work now. I didn't write out the 50 dreams. I have been thinking about it. And one thing I've been doing is giving myself some time to like actually imagine it. So use my imagination to picture that dream, that goal, like what it looks like, what it would be like, kind of turn it into reality in my mind versus, I can write it down, yes, but kind of put myself there and make it like real to me. So I've been doing that with, well, some particular ones that I had in mind. But getting myself into dream mode, that's been very helpful. The thing that I am having a challenge with is just that there's so many things that I want to do. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, like there's so many things. Like, when can I possibly get all of this done? So I guess that's just one thing that it's almost like I start to dream and then I start to pull back because I start thinking of, well, how am I going to, and when am I going to find, and I start asking all the questions instead of just letting it go and then working it out, that it doesn't all have to be like today or next week.
That's awesome. That again, it sounds like you're competing with two different things. You're like, I want to write down the 50 dreams, but then I don't want to write them down until I just want to massage it and get some details here in this dream. And then like, oh my gosh, but I have so many dreams. Where do I start? So this is why writing down the 50 dreams, you're not carving them into stone. You're just taking a piece of paper and a pencil and just writing down, get them out of your head. How many things do you can you get up to 50? Myself and my son and my husband, we didn't get to 50 yet. Like the first 10 were easy, 20 was okay. I mean, like we got up to between 30 and 40 and then we're like, so write it down. Write it down. And it doesn't have to be like, do I really want this or not? No, write down some dreams. Write them down. Get 50. And then when you have them written, then you can look and say, which one am I going to pluck? And start to massage and start to think about the details.
Okay.
And that's where this is going to come in.
Yes.
Then you're not going to write all 50 dreams on here.
Mhm.
I mean, you can, but write some main immediate ones that you want to maybe focus on for the year.
Okay.
So that's going to help. So
That's definitely very helpful.
yeah, let's not overcomplicate things. So I am going to show a close-up of the picture because I know some of you don't have it printed out yet, and we're going to start with the middle portion. So take a look. You see where it says spirit and there's like a space right there. We're going to talk about what to put in there. That is, you want to feed your spirit, your spiritual side. We want to work from the inside out. We don't even want to start attacking our goals until we feel good in our spirit. Working from the inside out. And then we'll talk about the body, because as a woman of faith, I believe that our body is the temple for the Spirit of God.
Amen.
So after we work on our own spirit and that spiritual connection, then we're going to talk about the body. And you see, I have one section for rest and repair right up there. Then I have a section for input and then output. So those are three separate areas. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, I love what Grace is doing. She's like She's using this and she was like, where am I going to see it? How am I going to look at it all day? Well, I look at this book all day. I'll put that in there. That's brilliant. For me, when I wake up, I used to grab my phone right by my bed. That's not a good way. You know, you're starting off the day being reactionary. Who knows what crazy stuff is going to be on your phone? My phone is in the bathroom now, and I have this. So every morning I wake up and I look right in the middle. And I wrote down the most important thing that I need to wake up with to feed my spirit is gratitude. So for me, I wrote gratitude and I highlighted it. I need to focus on gratitude. I don't know what you need to focus on, but I need to focus on gratitude. And I also put optimism and faith and prayer and meditation. Those are 5 words that I put there. That's what I need. I need to wake up and I need to look outside and I need to think, what am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for this, 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 this. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm waking up grateful. And that can lead into prayer time, into meditation. The Bible says to meditate on the words of God. So I need to meditate on words of life and walk out in faith. That's what I need. Got to start right there. For anything else, I've got to feed my spirit, and then my body, which is the temple that houses the Spirit of God. How am I going to take care of that temple? Is my temple in disrepair? Am I putting, cleaning it up? Yeah, I'm cleaning it up. So body I have in 3 separate categories, kind of like a 3-legged stool. We really need to take care of all of the 3 categories of our body. And if we don't, and you sit on the stool, you're going to be falling down. So I have rest and repair as that first category. And there it is, rest and repair. For me, that means I need to get 8 hours of sleep. I need to go to bed on time. That is the bane of my existence. I'm used to being a night owl. And if I want to get work done when it's dark, I should be waking up earlier. Because as, if you are following a biblical role model, it says that we're supposed to be the head and not the tail. So I should be waking up. I should be the head in my life, and I should start out proactively. So that's my goal. But to do it, I need to go to bed at the right time. And I'd also like to get massages regularly. That's going to help me rest and repair. So, as we're talking about it, obviously write that down, whatever comes to your heart about what's going to work for you. Then we go into input, which, what are you putting in your body? For me, for input, I put O2 and H2O. Okay, I put oxygen. Now, people think that's crazy. They're like, what do you mean you need oxygen? You're breathing oxygen. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know if any of you have ever been in sports or learned a new skill or took martial arts or ballet or something like that. When I learn something new, I hold my breath while I'm thinking, and I'm like, okay, what's the move, and trying to get what they told me, and I forget to breathe. And my teachers would be like, breathe, breathe, breathe. So I need to remember to breathe. I think that's going to get rid of stress. I need that input for me. Maybe you guys don't have that problem, but I need to remember to just take a breath And of course, I have water. I want to drink more water than I drink other items. So I have water on there. And for me, I also have the very first thing I eat before anything else is I need to have fruit or a salad. Okay, it's very easy for me when my husband, who owned his own Italian restaurant, makes pizza, that I'm like, I could eat the whole freaking pizza. Easily, I've done it before. But if I eat a salad first, then I'm not gonna eat the whole darn thing. So for me, that's what I need for input. So think about what you want to put in your temple. The final thing, of course, is output. Output on the other side. So I'm taking in calories, I'm taking in stores of energy. What am I going to do for the output in a way that makes me feel better? And I have, I'm going to walk, I'm going to bike, I'm going to stretch. That's what I have for my output. I just need to make sure I move every day. And I'll show you a close-up of there it is. Sleep, 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. would be awesome. Massage. I'm going to get my oxygen, my water, my salad first, and then I'm going to move. All right. So that is mine. And the final thing my husband asked, he's like, what is this emotion and will? And what's that about? You don't have to write anything. That's a reminder for me that if I am taking care of my spirit and if I am taking care of my body, if I'm doing those two things, I'm going to be more emotionally stable. We're women. Like, can we go off the chain sometimes? Right? Like, what? So this is going to help me be emotionally stable. If I'm emotionally stable, the things that I, of my own free will, are dreaming to do and setting goals to do, I will have more power to do. If my emotions are taken care of, my spirit is taken care of, my body is getting stronger. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to have the strength physically, emotionally, to do everything that you wrote down that you want to do. So that is it. And of course, the personal development is going to also take care of every area, what you're putting in your mind. What you're putting in your mind. It could be the Bible. Danny Johnson says it's the best success book ever written. Put that in your mind. I'm reading some Dale Carnegie. That is going to be the first book that I read for 75 Hard. Here is what I put for my personal development that I've done and that I want to continue to do. First steps to success, creating a dynasty, hot marriage secrets, personal coaching with Danny Johnson, True Wealth Formula, personal coaching with Hans Johnson. I had a personal trainer. I joined a Rod Squad that has group physical training. I learned how to do day trading with Valiant Trader. I learned how to fence. What else do I have? Linda Potgieter, she's got the free group of Dress to Connect. I've learned from that. I went on to her Power of Personal Style course. And then I have people that I have not paid for training, but I read their books or I watch their podcasts. And those are people like Andy Frisella, I got his book, Steve Hardison, Tony Robbins, Tom Bilyeu. So there are a host of things. And on my bottom, I wrote read, think, act. Read, think, act. What you read, what you input will affect your thoughts. It's going to affect your actions. And that's my reminder. What do I want to put in my mind? Okay, that's it in a nutshell. So Grace, does that help clarify the spirit and the body? And does anybody have any questions after that?
It really does. And while you were talking, I was able to write a few things down that I thought of for relaxation. I wrote down, go to the lake on the weekends, which, you know, we have a site there. So that's coming up in 16 weeks, but I just wasn't sure exactly what to write. So that gave me a lot of good ideas. And I wrote down, continue to use the Caroline Gervan video series that I found on YouTube for exercise, which I love. You guys should check her out. Yeah.
Awesome. And there is some overlap as well when you write down the things. You know, like I love to go to the beach. I did not put it here. I put it over here for fun, hobbies, and recreation. So those, they can overlap because I do feel rejuvenated when I go to the beach. That's my happy
Mhm.
spot. So
Mhm.
there's really no right or wrong. You do it as it works for you.
Mhm.
So any other comments?
My husband has 8 siblings, and most of them live nearby, and we get together as large groups, so to celebrate family things. But in the whole time I've been married to him, we have never had any of them over just one-on-one. It's not a thing that they do. So under family, I actually put invite each of Brad's siblings over one time this year, which
Wow.
I need to ask if he'll be on board with that. It'll make some waves, I'm sure, because it's just not what they do. And I thought if my family was here, it's what I would do with my side of the family. So that was one of my goals.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love how ideas are coming to you. And now that you're writing them down, they're going to be in front of your face. And I really look forward to seeing how this changes things and how this moves things towards the life you want.
I can't wait to hear more from Monique about her hunt.
Yes.
I don't think she's talking.
I guess she's going to make us wait.
She is.
All right. So so moving on for next week, we've got 2 options. We can take another week just to review. I can get these charts out to Denise and Monique. And I'm going to send you another copy. I got a cleaner copy of the chart, Monique. And we can, you know, just share how our goals are going next week and just chill. Like, I don't want to like go. But I think next week we can probably talk about starting with ruling your time or some time management thing, if that would serve you. Monique, would that serve you?
Yes, thank you so much for going through it because it really helps kind of explaining, because I'll be looking at that and say, okay, so what goes with this one and what goes with that one? So it really was very helpful to hear you kind of go through it and break it down in terms of what your thinking process was behind that, because you created it. So you know out of your mind. Well, yes, that's what it is. But in terms of like someone else, it's like, yeah, what is that? And thank you for sharing those tips as well about, maybe some things that you love to do that you don't necessarily indulge in, or you change the way, like your husband's fabulous cooking. You kind of change the way that you go about enjoying it. So you're still enjoying it, but it's not as much of a to that. So my goal is just really to do the dream list without thinking it to death. Just to
Mhm.
do it and not ask questions, just do the thing. And then go through and then start thinking about, okay, so how is it going to fall, and how is it and it's okay if it takes 5 years, just to the process of going through and planning it, or going through and writing it, at least so I can start dreaming again, will make it, more exciting, regardless of whether it happens or not. I just have to not get so focused on it must happen if I write it down. And when will
Right,
it
right.
happen?
Awesome. And again, that's why you write down the list of 50 things. That gives you permission to stop thinking. And then when you take one off, then you can be like, I'm going to think about this one now. You have permission to just not think. And a reminder, Monique, from Build the Life You Want, all of the categories are exactly what Danny talked about. I just put them in a visual chart so you can review Build the Life You Want. Now, Grace, have you started on another part of the life map yet?
I re-listened to developing a vision, and Brad and I need to do that one together. And I've worked my way through this.
Okay,
And then I've been working through some of the foundations,
nice, excellent.
ones that he has posted. I don't know if posted is the right word. So yeah, I went and started listening to all of the foundation ones. I think I'm almost done them. And then I don't know what area to listen to next after I finish foundations.
Let's pick a time management one.
Okay.
So when we meet, there's a few of them. There's ruling your time, there's time secrets, there's time matrix, there's capacity. There's definitely a lot, and I think that if you want to wait one more week before we pick one, if you still need to
Mhm.
go over stuff with Brad, or would it help you to just make a decision and pick one now?
Or you can pick one.
Do you want me to pick one now, or do you want to wait 1 week before we pick one?
What does everyone else want to do?
I'd say pick, so at least that way, well, I would say, why not we pick one, and then at least we know which direction we're heading in.
Okay. All right. So when we pick one, I will tell you, ruling your time is excellent. It's foundational. We could probably spend the next 4 weeks on that. There's 17 parts to it, but they're only like 5 to 10 minutes each.
Mhm.
So if you only wanted to spend an hour a week, we could do parts 1 through 5 this week, parts 6 through 10 next week, then parts 11 through 14, and then the final part, and we could break it up like that.
Mhm.
Or we could pick something that's just like 2 parts in and out to prep us, so that you could get completed. The ruling your time, that's got a lot of moving parts to it. But but it's foundational and it's, you know, Danny at her best. So. But I want to know what's going to serve you guys. Because I've already done them. I don't care which one I do again.
I'm new to this, obviously, so I'll go with whatever the group wants, and I'm appreciative, you know, of all of you and to be here and that you're hosting this. I think most people have trouble with time management. I know I do. I know we have to tell our time where to go, or the day's gonna run us. And I struggle with that. So I would think that's a great foundational
Yeah.
piece from what you're saying, and that should help to guide us into whatever other avenue we take after that. So I'm for it. But again, I'm new, so I'll go with whatever you ladies decide.
I like your idea of breaking the 17 or 18 lessons up into segments.
Yeah.
Because some of them are just 5 or 8 minutes long, I think.
Okay. That sounds, so let's do ruling your time. Ruling your time.
Does everyone here have this map?
I don't. I was just gonna say, do I need to enroll in this, or you were saying it's optional? I'm trying to watch the money at the moment, but I also want to, you know, do this.
I understand. Again, nobody's going to kick you out of the group if you don't. If you don't get it, we're not going to be like, yeah, Denise, she doesn't have it. So you will still glean
Thanks.
something.
Okay.
It depends on what's going to give you value. If being efficient with your time and learning from the master how to manage your time, the investment of $29 will pay for itself,
Okay.
especially as a realtor.
Okay.
And it's a business expense. It's a business write-off anyway. But again, what is your time worth as a realtor? If you could do the work you're doing now in less time and make more money, what sort of value is that going to have
Okay.
for you?
Okay.
Is it going to be a value that's worth more than $29?
Got it.
So I'll send you the link and we will meet next week and I will send out the new updated charts. So there we go.
And I was just looking at time. I see that it also has a workbook with it.
Most of them have workbooks.
Yeah, I
And
didn't know that until you had mentioned it with the Build the Life You Want. Yeah.
they're super, super helpful. See? So I'm so glad that we're doing this and you're not doing Life Map by yourself, Grace. That way I can give you the little tips and tricks as well on how to get more out of it. All right.
And that's a really great idea to write it off as a business expense for Denise.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank
are
you.
welcome.
I'll contact you. I don't want to hold everybody up, so I'll contact you separately on how to do this and which to pick. You know, I think I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'll speak to you aside.
Yeah, that's fine. And I'll send you links and I'll get out the new charts to everybody as well to print out for those building the life you want goals.
Terrific.
I love you guys. You're amazing. You inspire me. Keep up the great work and put your sprouts in the group when you get them. Keep doing that. It's inspiring everybody. You guys are amazing.
Thank you so much for your time. Bye, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Larissa.
Thank you.